Welcome back to the Retro Card Challenger Series. We're back with round 2 to see who will make it to the final round and get their RCCS Championship invite. All right, let's see here. We have Chris versus Jared. Okay, they are set up. I will let everybody know we are about to get started. All right, we have Chris going first, and this is a very dangerous turn 1. He has a Jigglypuff with a DCE, able to apply Pound, which does 20 damage to your opponent's active. So we have 2 Dittos on board. We have a Bill, drawn 2 from Jared. All right, Jared has a lot of things in his hand right now. There's a lot of different things he could do. He has some plus power. He's got Scoop Up. He's got Gust. He's got Fighting Energy. Super Energy Removal, Oak. He's got a lot of options right now. It's really, does he want to attach a Fighting Energy to this active? Scoop Up, I don't think it's too necessary at the moment. But it's not going to be bad if you're going to be discarding it anyway. Yeah, if you're about to be oaking it, just scoop it up. Yeah, there you go. See? Jared understands what's going on. Okay, so he is attaching the energy. Okay, so he's going to play the more cautious sequence. Okay, we have another Ditto being dropped. Does he want to gust it up and stall his opponent? Okay, so he's going to gust up that Jigglypuff. All right. Well, the super energy removal doesn't matter if you're gusting them, so really just dump the super energy, unless you plan on using it from the jump. Yep, just Oak. I say you should attach the plus power here, because there's no reason not to. Well, I mean, he's not attacking. So the plus power doesn't matter in this instance. Okay, so we have an Oak. We're going to see what 7 cards Jared can get off the top. Okay, we have a Hitmonchan. Ooh, all right, he has a Hitmonchan. So he's got the thing that can take down the beast that is a Wigglytuff. All right, Hitmonchan just hit the board. He has a decent amount of trainer cards. He could definitely last it. Yeah, okay, all right. Yep, energy removal. Last him. Last this man. Okay, he just lullabied, and now Chris is going to see if he's going to wake up from the lullaby, and he did not. Right, so Chris is going to energy removal the Ditto. All right, makes sense. All right, he has a Gust. Geez, both of these players have a last in hand, but neither of them are wanting to last just yet. Chris's hand to Oak would make a lot more sense. Yeah, I agree with this. You don't really need to Gust anything. No, definitely Oak. Draw 7. Let's see what Chris has got. He's got another Oak. He's got a Bill. What else has he got? Super Energy Removal, and I think that was an item finder. All right, looking good. Oh, no, he has a Magmar. Okay, he has a Magmar. He might start setting up. We have a Doduo. Okay. The free retreaters are getting up and rolling. Now, what else does he want to do? Okay, we have a Magmar. Okay, so he's getting that bench full and ready to go for once a Wigglytuff is here. He has a DCE in hand. All he needs is a Wigglytuff, and he can start wreaking havoc on Jared. Okay, so he's just going to pass. And he flipped for the sleep, and he is awake now. All right, so Jared still has time to be able to lay down his board state. Okay, so he's going to energy retrieval. Going to grab. Does he have 2 energies? Just one. He has 2. Okay, he has 2 fighting energies. Now the problem is this Ditto stuck in the active. Does he have Scoop Up or some way to just get it out of the way? He has an energy removal. Oh, he has a Scoop Up in hand. He has a Scoop Up right there. Yeah, scoop that up. Fighting energy. Hit it. Keep him moving. But if he doesn't want to... The problem is he's only got 1 Hitmonchan here. If he could get a second one to start flipping between... This could be way more valuable. Okay, energy removal. Get rid of that fire energy. Yep, there goes a Wigglytuff potential next turn. Okay, we have a fighting energy attachment onto the Ditto, and he's debating last. Now the problem is that Chris's hand is really small. So you're not going to get a lot out of that. Yeah, he's playing it the exact same way I would. Yep. Lullaby. And that Jigglypuff is still asleep. Now, it doesn't matter too terribly much because you can just evolve and get rid of that sleep. But ooh, having to put in a DCE with no other energy, oh, that's so scary. It's so scary. Just an energy removal can just delete that off the board any moment now. Alright, so we're going to just pass and wake up. Okay, Jared top deck an energy retrieval, which isn't bad. He doesn't need it right now. Could be another card you could throw back in with Lass. But Jared just doesn't have a lot else going on. Whereas Chris has an established board right now. Jared, the problem is that he's just sitting with this Ditto in the active with nothing else to attack with. And that is the third time Chris has hit a Tails off of sleep. This is a very strong lullaby coming from Jared at the moment. So this is slowing down Chris, but I don't think it's going to matter too terribly much. Yeah, energy removal. Let's just get rid of that lullaby. You got to wake up. Chris has got to start applying pressure. He's got to start doing something. That is the second oak of the game. If Jared just plays very conservatively, he could win it. That's how Jared won his game prior, is that he just played very conservatively and was just able to win the deck out game, which that's the nice thing about Jared's deck. So Jared is essentially playing a Haymaker Ditto build. So, or not a Haymaker Ditto build, just Haymaker with some Dittos as well. So he's got Hitmonchan, Electabuzz, Scyther, and Dittos. He's got options to stall. He's got options to attack. He's got... Okay, Wigglytuff has now just hit the board. Okay, now flip. And yeah, Jigglypuff is awake now. Doesn't really matter that much. Ooh, oh, and there is the deadly energy removal I was just talking about. There goes that double colorless energy from the Wigglytuff. I don't know how many DCEs are in Chris's discard, but he's already used 2 Oaks. Jared could just sit back and relax. There's already 14 cards that come off the top. Yeah, Jared played 1 Oak earlier, but Jared just doesn't have much else going on. What is there to do? What is he to do here? I don't think you need to scoop up right now. I say just keep lullabying. Just keep buying for time. But the problem is the longer you buy for time, the more time Chris has as well. He's not applying damage. They're both just top decking. Okay, he has an energy retrieval. Doesn't really need that right now. But he has a 3rd Oak. Playing a 3rd Oak is just kind of the death wish. If he was ahead by like 2 prizes, this could be different, but Chris is just not getting anything that he needs right now. Okay, all right, so he's going for... All right, he is going to manually retreat into the Magmar, and let's start applying some pressure. Let's get a smoke screen going. All right, 10 damage onto that Ditto. He has an item finder. That could be big. That could be really big for Jared. He's got some decent cards in hand that he really doesn't want to discard. But in the discard pile, there could be an energy removal. There could be... an energy retrieval to get some more cards back. What can he do? What does Jared want to do here? Yeah, he's just in a smoke screen, which he has to flip. Yeah, he has... Oh, no, he's retreating. Okay, he's retreating into the other Ditto. And a double colorless. And then we're going to see a Smog. I think we're likely going to see a Smog here as a DCE. For those of you who don't know, a Ditto essentially makes any energy attached to it a rainbow energy. But if it's a DCE, that's essentially a double rainbow energy. I think Jared's just debating what else does he want to do. Does he want an item finder for something? Energy retrieval, that is pretty good to play right now, especially with Chris having a floating Lass. Oh, Jared gets rid of the Lass because he really doesn't need it. It's not necessary at the moment. If Chris had a bigger hand, yeah, this could be like a card you need to grip onto, but I mean, he's got item finder. He can come back to it later. Okay, so Jared is just checking to see what he can and can't do with Ditto. So he's going to flip for Smog. All right, so just a base 20 damage, no poison. So what does Chris want to do here? Chris is, in a sense, on the back foot. We're going to see a flip. Okay, so once again, I believe that was no poison. I believe he hit the tails. Yeah, no poison. So just another hit for 20. So the smog off is going on. So we're going to see who can get a poison and start applying some switching pressure. We have an attachment of fighting energy to Hitmonchan. We're going to see possibly, yep, item finder, discard the scoop up in the fighting energy. I'm assuming he's going to go for an oak. I don't see any reason not to oak right now. What? He's energy removaling. No, oak. No, Jared oak. Oak, Jared oak. Ugh, that's okay. All right, so it is a... Oh. Okay, so we have a... Oh, he hit the tails. He hit the tails off the smog. So now that Magmar is poisoned and slowly going to get chipped away unless Chris gets it out of the active, which is very doable in the Doduo deck. So it's really, what does Chris want to do here? Does he want to apply some pressure? Okay, he's getting Wigglytuff ready to go. Retreat. Yep, get rid of that poison. Yep, Doduo. Then he can just retreat again. But what does he want? Oh, no, he's not going to do anything. Oh! He's intentionally putting the Doduo up just for that Ditto. Because Ditto essentially can't do much. Can't do a lot of damage. Okay. Alright, we have a heads flip from Chris. I mean, a heads flip from Jared. Okay, so yeah, just 10 damage from the Fury Swipes. I think it was 10 or 20 damage. What does Chris want to do here? This is the mark of a true base fossil game. No prizes have been taken by either player. No Pokemon has been KO'd. They've either been switched or scooped up or healed in some way, shape, or form. As all of these resources are going to get burned away, and we will see how it plays out in the late game. Okay, we have another energy attachment to the Wigglytuff. Okay. So Chris really just needs to start one-shotting with this Wigglytuff. That's all he needs. Because the problem is, the moment Wigglytuff gets in front of a Ditto, they can just lullaby right back as a Ditto. Okay, we have 2 Fury Swipes. And it looks like damage is being built on the Doduo, which is not what you want to do, as Dodrio can really punish you for that. But what does Chris want to do here? Chris is going to retreat into the Wigglytuff. No? Oh, no, he's K. Oh, okay, so Ditto. Yeah, Ditto KO. No? No, he's still. Okay. Switch into tough. Attach. Now we're gonna see do the wave, right? Yep, do the wave for the KO. The first KO of the game has finally occurred. The Ditto is gone. But are we gonna see the second Ditto? No? Just come back with the Hitmonchan. Oh! Oh, that's what you want to see as the Hitmonchan player. And there we go, the KO. There goes that Wigglytuff. Man, that disappeared so quick. All that energy that Chris put into building up that Wigglytuff, it was just gone in an instant. All right, Chris touched fire. Super energy removal. Yep, get those energies off of that Hitmonchan. You need to make sure that Hitmonchan can't do nothing. You got another energy removal? If not, Chris is just going to be soaking up hits. No? He can take a 40. But Jared can't KO the Doduo right now. Unless he can get a plus power. I don't think putting down an Electabuzz is bad, but the problem is you have no electric energies. What does Jared want to do here? Jared is going to attach the DCE to the Ditto. Okay, makes sense. And we're going to see a pass? He didn't even hit into the Doduo. He just passed. Didn't want to jab it. It might be better that way because Doduo can become a Dodrio and punish real hard later on. Just like that one on the bench. It's got 30 damage. So you can deal base 40. In response, if you can get 3 energies on that on it with a Dodrio. Okay, so just another pass. Okay, an energy retrieval. Did you get any electric energies in there? I don't know if I've seen any electric energies from Jared. But he has to find them now. He needs them. He needs them so bad. Okay, we have an Electabuzz. Hit the board. Now, Jared's thinking, what do I do? DCE, Electabuzz, Energy Retrieval. I mean, smack that Energy Retrieval down if you got an Electric Energy. Or, you could try to build it back up again. Okay, we're going to see Hitmonchan retreat in the Ditto. I don't think Energy Retrieval is terrible, but the problem is you have no cards in hand, which is very, very valuable information to your opponent. Okay, so we see a we see a Fury Swipes again. Okay, so what does Chris want to do here? Chris is not very established. When you're playing a Wigglytuff Dodrio deck, you really need to be set up at this point. You need to have at least one Dodrio up and running to help your retreats get going easier. But that Wigglytuff was just deleted immediately. Chris is in a very very stuck position. And I think he's debating playing his third Oak of the game, which might be the end for him. Okay. Item Finder, what are we item findering for? An energy removal to delete that DCE? Yep, there it goes. The DCE is gone. So, Ditto's not as powerful. All right, and we have another Oak. All right, Dodrio is here. Yep, there you go. Dodrio is online, ladies and gentlemen. I told you were going to get punished by if you were going to hit him. Oh, Bill for 2. I don't know if I do that with how low his deck is. Chris needs to drag this out as long as he can so that he can get his board up and running. Jared doesn't need a board running. He just needs to just have the game go as slow as possible. Jared doesn't really care about taking prizes right now. 5-on-5 prizes. Okay, all right, we have a Fury. Right, so he is being hit back for 40 damage, I believe. Is that what it is? Okay. Scyther. Free Retreater. Nice to have on board. But other than that, doesn't matter too terribly much. Yeah, Jared just hasn't had much in his hand. Whereas Chris has had a lot in his hand, but just not a lot going on that front. Okay, we have a draw and a fire energy. Right. Yes. Or no, hit. Yep, hit into the Ditto. All right. Now, if Chris can keep up this momentum, he can take the game. Top take a plus power. Doesn't really matter. He's just trying to have him. Yep. Jared has run out of energy, or run out. Yeah, he doesn't have any energies in hand, and Chris has to use this opportunity to take the game. Yep, there we go. All right, here we go. Jared is going to be seeing a lot of waves being done by Wigglytuff. Base 80. Ugh. That hurts so bad. Or no, not base 80. Now, Jared got an electric energy and a plus power. So let's see if he can get a paralyze off. Yes. Okay, so the Electabuzz has paralyzed the Wigglytuff. Ooh, but Chris has 2 Dodrios online now. Now Chris can get moving. Now Chris has now he's got 2 attackers, and he's setting up a third. Okay. Now, that energy being discarded from Electabuzz does stink, but Jared has an energy retrieval to counter that. So let's see. Which one does he want to discard for the energy retrieval? Yeah, it's got to be that plus power. He really doesn't need it right now. What he needs to do is just keep slowing down Jared. Keep slowing down Chris. Jared wants to keep this game going as slow as possible. Yeah, just attach the electric. And let's see if he can get another paralysis onto the Wigglytuff. Because that's what he needs. He just needs some heads. And he did not get it. That Tails might have cost him. He has no other attackers ready to go. Yep, there we go. Chris is just laying down the pressure now as Jared has run out of draw cards. Yep. And let's see. Will Chris wake up from that sleep? Chris did not wake up. Energy removal. Get rid of the DCE from the Ditto. That at least saves you next turn. And he's got 3 attackers ready to go. Chris looks like he might have just clenched this game. After Jared hasn't had... Okay, all right. Another lullaby. And still asleep. Wigglytuff. Pass. Nothing. Chris just has to wake up and just wait for... And he's still asleep. Oh, no. Jared might... Off of how many cards are left in Chris's deck. Chris doesn't have many cards left in deck. It looks like 4 or 5, maybe. Yeah. Oh, and the gust. He gusted up the Wigglytuff. I mean, the gust doesn't really matter as you got Toad. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't really matter since you've got 2 Dodrios on board. But what to do? Bring back up Wigglytuff? All right. And just do the wave hit into the Ditto. And then now it really doesn't matter as Chris can just retreat into another Pokemon like a Magmar and automatically the Ditto gets KO'd because the amount of damage that's on it. But I don't know if let's see if that's in Chris's game plan. Looks like Jared's making some decisions right now. Hitmonchan doesn't seem too bad. But the problem is Wigglytuff can respond really easily. So what are we going to see here? So all he has to do is retreat. Okay, so he just wants to... Yep. So he retreated in the Dodrio so that Ditto itself gets KO'd because its HP is reduced down. Okay. So we have Wigglytuff on board. And a plus power. And... Yep. There we go. All right, Jared, do you have a response? Jared draws for turn. He has an item finder. Yeah, he can't. He just has to jab. All right, so we have a Wigglytuff hitting for base 60 damage. And that's it. Yep. Yeah, Jared wasn't able to get... Jared just ran out of steam about halfway through the game. Had no other, like, trainers, no nothing. Ugh. But great clinch of the game from Chris. He was just able to just get Wigglytuffs going, even though Jared kept trying to deny him and just wasn't able to make it. Congratulations to Chris. Chris is making it to the finals, and we will see how the pairings round out. If Austin Debug wins his game, Chris will get an automatic invite to the RCCS. So we will see how this goes. If Austin wins his game, Chris got his invite, and we already have figured out who our next invite is. But we will go out and see in just a moment. In the time being, I'll go see how the players are doing, and I will see you in 1 second.